as a veteran small business owner, what can we do for you?
What we can all do for all veteran business owners is promote each other.
My main mission was to look at tools and technology to leverage small business and give them more of a competitive advantage.
My mission for Veteran Bargains is very simple: to help vets.
That story in itself, to run for Vista City Council, is a journey.
I think this is an opportunity to really collaborate with those gone before us.
It's really kind of a labor of love.
And now your host.
Welcome back to the Veterans Radio Show, and thank you for joining us today. We're here every Friday. We're a little bit late today, but we made it. I just want to welcome everyone for tuning in. We're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And on our Veterans Radio Show, we talk with heroes in action, just doing great things in our community. And today we have a guest who is actually going to be talking about branding strategy, and you're going to really enjoy our guest today. First, I just want to let you know my name is Shelley Harrison, and I'm co-host of the Veterans Radio Show, and I come on a couple of times a month. I am also the co-director for the Inland Empire Orange County chapter of the Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And I want to share with you, we have a great event that's coming up on June 14th. It is our Athletes and Warriors Golf Tournament at the Pechanga golf course. It's a beautiful golf course. We visited this past week, and it's just going to be so much fun. We have so many activities coming through, and it's all powered by the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce and also Perfecto Coffee. So we want to give Bruce Long a shout out for all the work that he's done. In terms of, we want to welcome, we have audiences from Amazon Live, Facebook, YouTube. We want you to pose your questions in the chat boxes wherever you are. If you have questions specifically for any of the guests that we have, we definitely want you to feel comfortable asking those questions. As far as, the guest today, I'm going to introduce him here. He is Gerry Foster. He's known as the branding evangelist. And Gerry has been doing this for many, many years. So you are getting an expert today in terms of branding, and not just your logo or your website. It goes deeper than that. And let me share a little bit about Gerry with you. So as a brand strategist, Gerry helps small business owners create a world-class brand that can generate more sales and passive income over time. As the creator of the Big Brand Formula, he gives businesses the playbook that enables them to chart a bold new path to making more money by giving yourself the ultimate advantage in the marketplace. If you're just getting started with branding or need to strengthen your current brand, building your online platform, or ready to level up your marketing and scale your business to the next plateau, get ready, because you're going to learn today from Gerry and his expertise. And again, I would love to welcome Gerry Foster onto the Veterans Radio Show. Welcome, Gerry. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Shelley. I tell you, I am thrilled and honored to be on this show today.
Oh, well, we're so honored that you're here. And I know that you're a big supporter of the Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And we have a workshop that's going to be coming up, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And it's through the Veterans Chamber of Commerce with you. And we're excited to have that happen. I want to kind of get into a little bit about your branding background, Gerry. You've been doing this for many, many years. However, you've been building big brands and doing so much for business owners. Can you share with us a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. And I love to share this story because I was at a networking event, probably 25, 30 years ago or so, before the internet, and there were 300 people in the room. And the organizer says to the audience, please stand up if you're in the same field that you majored in college. And I stood up with two other people, Shelley, three out of 300.
Wow. So that's mind-blowing.
Yeah. My educational background is I went to USC, University of Southern California. First off, I got to say I earned my way into USC. My parents didn't cheat my way into USC because of the college cheating scandal and all of that crazy stuff. And when I was there, I majored in marketing with deep study in branding, right? Got 2 degrees, bachelor's degree, MBA degrees of honors, blah, blah, blah. I go to work for P&G, Procter & Gamble. And as you know, Shelley, they wrote the book on branding. And so
Yes.
I
Oh,
worked in
yeah.
strategic branding, helping to grow some of their laundry brands, worked in the citrus juice and drink industry. And then in 1985, when dinosaurs were roaming the earth, I started my brand development and training company full time. You imagine that? This is year
Wow.
36. Now, what's my point? I share this, meaning this. I read an article once, Shelley, which said that the average American changes their job 10 to 15 times in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I've never done anything but branding my entire adult life. I live
Mhm.
and breathe branding. I love everything about branding. And in the branding universe that I orbit in, I'm regarded as a bona fide branding guy because there's a lot of
You
people,
are.
Kelly, who say they do
Yeah.
branding, and you find out, oh, you do logos. Oh, you do color schemes. Your idea of branding is let's create a website and shoot some videos and put it on Instagram. It's not that easy.
No, it's not. And you go way beyond that. And I think when you talk about a business that, depending on the level of the business, whether they're 2 million in sales, 5 million in sales, 10 million in sales, they need to have a strategy. And it goes beyond, building a brand it takes time. And for you, the clients that you work with, I know you have some, techniques that you use. Gerry, can you share a few of those techniques that can help business owners, veterans that own businesses too, because we have a lot of our veteran community that, that tune in, but share with us.
Well, I primarily work with small businesses, right? In fact, I only work with small businesses. And a lot of the work that I do are with solopreneurs and mompreneurs and independents, or sometimes they may have a few employees, but they are part of the small business community in America. And a lot of them have expertise, skills, talents, services, and abilities to offer as opposed to a product. And there's a big difference, Shelley, between how you brand a product versus branding services. Because
Service, yeah, there would be.
because there's 5 types of brands. You can brand a company, a product, a service, a nonprofit, or yourself as a personal brand. And so the first strategy that I always recommend to our owners out there is to understand this. Unless you're standing out, you're blending in. And the way to scale, the way to ramp up your sales, the way to have more impact is to first adopt the strategy that I call the golden triangle. So if someone were to draw a triangle on a sheet of paper, at the top of the triangle, write the word brand, lower left-hand corner, the word market, lower right-hand corner, the word sell. That's the sequence for scaling: brand, market, sell. In other words, you nail your brand down first, and then you market and sell the heck out of it. It's always branding followed by marketing, followed by selling. Now, why is that? The job of branding is what, Shelley? To get you known. The job of marketing is to get you found. The job of selling is to get you paid. We got to get known, get found, and get paid. And so the first thing is to understand that today it's all about your brand. We live in a brand conscious world. So you want to make sure that you have the strongest brand possible. And that's the very first thing you have to decide on.
Yes. And, I have to give you a shout out for the survey that's on your website. I think when we first connected, and we're proud, by the way, to represent you through my company as a keynote speaker and someone that travels the world. But on your website, you have a very comprehensive it goes through the whole process of branding and I mean, just very customized. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I would love people to go to your website, take that survey, and get it dialed in, because it really makes you think.
It really does. Thank you so much. And here's the idea behind the survey. And that is, and you alluded to it earlier, a brand is more than what people can see. I was speaking at an event in Virginia a few years back, and I said to the audience, for those of you who have a hard time understanding that a brand is more than a logo, let's take Coke and Pepsi. I doubt the Coca-Cola drinkers prefer Coke because it's in a red can, the Pepsi people because it's in a blue can. It's what's inside the can that counts. So the question,
that's right. Oh, great point.
Is what's inside your can. And so I created this online assessment tool at www.bigbrandbizquiz.com that allows an owner in literally 3 to 5 minutes to muscle test their brand. So you can see where you're strong, where you're weak, where the missing pieces may be that you're not even aware of that could be hindering or hurting your success. Because the thing about branding, Shelley, is that there's 3 levels to branding. The first one is called strategic branding, which is to make sure that you've got all the core pieces put together strategically, so you're standing out, getting noticed, and being remembered. And then the next level is visual branding. So now, in level 1, you're giving your brand the strongest body, voice, and spirit possible. And now in level 2, you bring that to life. How? Visually. So now your website, your social media campaigns, your videos, your online marketing, all that stuff, design work as well, gets done. And then level 3, which is what's emerged in recent years, is called social media branding. Okay, so now you're doing postings and you're doing stuff on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, you got to go through the 3 levels. Lay down your foundation, bring it to life visually, and then get it out there and rock the universe through social media with the strongest brand possible.
Yeah, no. And thank you for articulating that, because that's, a lot of people think that their brand is just based on, oh, it's my logo, my website, and, some of the other things that are just part of branding. But the bigger piece is, getting known and making sure that your brand sticks and having it stand out. Definitely. As far as your company's mission, Gerry, you've been in business for quite some time, and I'd love to know, have you share with our audience, what is your company's mission?
My mission is for any owner to create an exceptional brand that will make an exceptional difference so you can live an exceptional life. And I think the heart of it, especially for those of you who have expertise to offer the world. You've got a skill, you've got a talent, you've got an ability, you've got something that can offer tremendous value to your clientele. The key, though, is to make sure that you're crafting something that allows you to be looked upon as being preeminent in your space. Write that down. You want people to see you as being an authority, an expert, someone who is a cut above. And the fact that our listeners here and our viewers here today are military veterans, that says to me right off the bat that you're not like everybody else. You are a cut above. And so therefore, your brand has to do what, Shelley? It has to pivot. It has to be anchored in those things that make you brilliant so that you can brand your brilliance. So therefore, you cannot show up like everybody else because you are part of our military veteran force.
Oh, yeah, I love that. And we had a couple of comments come in. So someone on LinkedIn said, great mission statement. And then we had another question, which we talked about a little bit. And it's, can you expand on the known, be found, get paid?
Oh my God, absolutely. So the whole thing is to first get known, which means that you want to put out what's called a standalone brand. Very important, everyone. You have to have a one-of-a-kind brand that is fresh, unique, and original that the world has never seen before. Now, why is that? Great brands that get known are the ones that are looked upon as bringing something to the world that perhaps no one has ever heard or seen before. And so the idea here is to make sure that you are what? Different. That you're putting out something, that is uncommon, that people are not familiar with, and you have to make a choice. Do you want to stand out or blend in? Because unless you're distinct, Shelley, you risk being extinct. Now, I say to our veterans, you were born to stand out and not blend in. So therefore, you want to put something out into the world that people are going to die for in terms of wanting that brand. They want what you have. And then once that's done, and you've got all the key components together strategically, now you've got something that what? Can make your brand well known. And now in terms of getting found, you feed that into your marketing machinery in terms of marketing funnels, online marketing, SEO, whatever, email marketing, right? To get out there, get known. And then in terms of getting paid, right? That's through your selling. Because we're all in business to what? Be heard, be seen, and to get paid. Now, what happens, Shelley, is that unfortunately, for so many owners, particularly those who are or offering services, they're relying too much upon marketing.
Yeah.
And they fail to recognize they're putting out a service and not a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a brand conscious world where we have preferences for brands.
Yeah.
And Shelley, you've heard me say this.
Oh, yeah.
Some people prefer Starbucks over 7-Eleven. No, wait a minute. You may laugh at that, but wait a minute.
They do. There are people. Or McDonald's coffee, right?
Hello. And Shelley, they have great coffee, but why do people prefer Starbucks? What
makes you think. Really makes you think.
Yeah, why Subway over a deli? Right? I mean, come on. So the question for all of you in this whole thing called You Want to Get Known is, write this down. What is the primary reason that you're giving someone to work with you? And that's not about what makes you admirable. That's not about your credentials. That's not about your resume. It's about what makes you distinct and unique. And that's the key.
Oh, that seals it, right? That right there.
Oh my God.
I love it. Yeah.
Everybody listening go like this, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
That's
with their brand, not necessarily in Las Vegas, right? Yeah. No, that's great stuff, Gerry. And I just want to remind our audience, we are here with Gerry Foster. He is the branding evangelist. And you just heard him. I mean, he can go and go and go and go like the Ever Ready battery. The bunny from Ever Ready battery, I think. That's a brand too, right, Gerry?
That is a great, but you know what? That's funny you should bring that up because Ever Ready versus Duracell right now.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Do you know that more people prefer Duracell over the Energizer Buddy because they associate the copper top on part of the Duracell batteries? Is that being more believable in terms of that battery lasting longer? They don't associate that with the bunny. And I like the little bunny hopping all around the place. But here's the lesson here. Here's the lesson, Sonny. All of you out there, you have to give people a reason to prefer you, and that's called your secret sauce.
Yeah. And that is the secret sauce.
That's right.
Definitely.
You got to give people a reason, right? No one's going to buy from you, do business with you because you're smart and good looking and have a great resume. No, you have to give people permission to believe you.
Yeah. Oh, that's such great information, Gerry. And we appreciate you sharing this. I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to we have some of our sponsors, and I want to point out, we have a couple that are going to be participating in our upcoming golf tournament. So we have Hari Mari, which is, they're an apparel company and they're out of Texas. And I want to give Katie a shout out. They have just some really, manufactured, flip-flops and apparel, but we're really excited to have them be a part of our golf tournament. And then I also want to give a shout out to Endeavor Mortgage, who are Dan Leonard, along with Mary Sadat, who helps us with Endeavor Mortgage. And they are out of Seal Beach, and they are a world-class mortgage company. So we want to thank them for their sponsorships for our event. Now back to you, Gerry. We are going to actually bring in Joe, who is our executive director of the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and he's going to come in and say a few words. And you want to hang out because we're actually going to have him come in, and then we're going to have another segment with an NFL former football player from the Seattle Seahawks, Dave DeRocher. So we'll bring Joe in. Let's see. There we go. There's Joe. Hi, Joe.
How you doing, Gerry? Well, these segments are pretty short, so time felt like 2 minutes on your talk.
It went fast.
I mean, I kept seeing the LinkedIn questions on and on. There's still a list of questions, but I think those questions will be well served during your presentation, which is coming up with you and Mark, because Mark Maes is a key player in the chapter that works with Shelley. And I think without Mark, Mark gives us the balance on doing things and helps us connect and schedule and coordinate things with you, Gerry. But your information is always so valuable. I always learn so much when I hear it from you. It's just so much wisdom from your part. and it resonates, especially with the coffee. We're talking about the Starbucks and all the differences, even though we know that the best coffee is Perfecto coffee from Bruce. We know that. But why people select Starbucks and McDonald's, and that perception is key. And so thank you very much for your contribution and for sharing that with us. And I know we're looking forward to your presentation. And can you tell us again when is the presentation?
Shelly's got dates in July, right?
Coming up in July. And what we'll do is we'll post the information actually in the show notes when it goes live. Well, it's already live. So we'll put it in on YouTube and also on Facebook and LinkedIn. And that way people can, hopefully we can have people join in, but it's going to be a wonderful workshop. And it's actually with both, as Joe mentioned, it's with Mark Maes and also Gerry Foster, who's here with us today.
And Shelly, I got to say this about Joe. Joe just dropped a nugget. Write this down, everyone. He used a word that's incredible, Joe. Perception.
Perception.
One of the reasons why branding is considered the #1 business building tool for any kind of business is because it allows you to do what? Seize control over how people perceive you. Because unless you do that, unless you brand yourself, somebody else will. And the way that they brand you is probably not going to be the way you want them to brand or perceive you. So thank you, Joe.
Oh, I totally believe on that. As you know, I'm an instructor, and when I'm teaching entrepreneurship, that's the first thing we talk about is building the perception. Perception is reality.
Oh yeah. Perception is everything. And that's what great brands do, because what's so funny, Joe, because the consumer today is so savvy and so discerning. Everything changed when the internet came into being. And so the consumer knows that he or she, at the touch of their fingertips, can go anywhere in the world and find out and check out anything or anybody. And so you, as a small business owner, whoever our veterans are that are tuning in here, got to grab this. People are now going to do business with you because you are good at what you do. The idea here is to brand, market, and sell what you are good at doing so that people will pay you to do what it is that you do. Oh, they missed it, Joe. See, here's the whole thing. Unless you really, really are putting something out into the marketplace that people think is thrilling and original, then now they put you in what's called red ocean market space, which means they have commoditized your expertise. You went from being Evian water to just bottled water. You went from being a Chiquita banana to just a banana. My God, you end up being another penguin in the group. And so you got to do everything you can to rise above the crowd. And that's what we're going to be teaching in this workshop that Mark and I are going to be doing in July. Oh my God.
Yay. Oh, you can just feel the energy from Gerry. Gerry, you're just the top-notch branding expert.
And Shelly, you got the agenda that I sent you, right?
Yes.
I mean,
it's very robust.
We're going to go deep into the nitty-gritty of how to have an irresistible brand.
Yeah, so I can't wait. I'm excited. Very excited.
I'm already excited. I'm hyped up already. Look at me.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So, Joe, I think we're gonna. I believe that we have our next guest. But do you have anything else that you'd like to share, Joe, with Gerry or?
No, I mean yes. I mean, Gerry. I'm talking to Gerry. We'll be here for hours. So I just want to stop here.
He's filled with different.
Gosh, yes.
And there's his contact information.
All right.
I do want to thank you, Gerry, for your support and contribution and collaboration with the National Veterans. It is an honor to have you, and working with Mark is a wonderful experience. I mean, I've been, so just wanted to thank you. That's really it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gerry. Yes. And it was wonderful to have you here today. And I know now, I believe we are going to go to Dave DeRochers. Do we have Dave in the house, in the green room?
We'll find out. There he is.
There he is. And all right. Well, we have Dave DeRochers, ladies and gentlemen, coming to us from Las Vegas from the Polynesian Bowl, right, Dave?
That's right. Yeah,
that's right.
Actually taking a break. We're getting everything checked in, and We expect about 400 high school athletes here to compete and get scoring and get coached up for the weekend. The Polynesian Bowl is a nationally recognized high school all-star football game, and I believe 95% of the athletes get placed into Division I schools and scholarships.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it kind of all starts here. Jesse Sapolo, who is the founder and sits on the board of the Polynesian Bowl and the Polynesian Hall of Fame. And he also is the founder of MIT, which is Men in the Trenches, and I've been working with him for 3 years. So we're here to work with the kids, and Jesse's still checking his schedule to make sure he can attend the Athletes and Warriors golf tournament. He really wants
We
to do
hope
that.
so. Yeah.
So it's we're looking forward to a fun weekend and getting back out on the field and being able to work with the kids.
Oh, and those kids are going to be so lucky to have you both there. And I'm sure there's other people there too to inspire these kids.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, and Dave, is always so much pleasure to have you around. You do so much for the community, whether it's the veteran community or the education community. I just want to say my hat goes off to you. I salute you for what you do and how much you support everyone. And it's really a total pleasure to have you and also to participate. You're going to be playing at the golf tournament, correct?
Yes, I am. Yes,
He's
and,
going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Right.
we got. I participated in a celebrity golf tournament about a month ago with Walter Thurman, who is a fellow Seattle Seahawk. He played for a little bit longer than I did, and also has a Super Bowl ring. So it was an honor to meet him and get him to agree to participate. And I met the great Andre Reed at a camp that we did in Eastville for Marcus Williams, who's the starting safety for the Saints. He held an all-day free camp for about 400 kids, and Andre was a kind of a guest speaker. But I spent the day there coaching with the kids and volunteering, and I love doing that, Joe. I love working with kids, and I really get a lot of satisfaction and joy out of working and helping our veterans in their success of transitioning, from service to civilian life and helping them determine their best suited careers. So, we do a lot of great stuff together, and we're just kind of scratching the surface and getting started.
Oh my God, yeah, this is, we are barely touching the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg on this. There's so much. And also wanted, because a lot of the support that we're getting for the golf tournament, it's from you guys, from the NFL alumni. So I just wanted to express our gratitude for the support and the teamwork that everyone is pulling together to make this event such a great event. So thank you, Dave.
Of course. Well, I want to share too. I know. I spoke with Shelly about it. Shelly's excited, and Joe, I know you probably were briefed on it, but I was able to attend the best seat in the house for Angel Stadium. It is suite number 1. It's the dugout suite right next to the Angels dugout on the field. And Keith Gunther has been the owner for 15 years of that suite. He invited me, and I said, "Hey, Keith, we're doing a thing for the National Veterans Chamber to help, bring awareness and bring assistance to veterans in all different aspects. Gee, could I get you to donate this suite?" And he said yes.
Wow.
He's going to donate.
That is so awesome.
He's going to host
so
and treat. It's going to be 4 seats in the best seat in the house. Literally, Mike Trout. He had a conversation with him as he went into his, into the on deck circle. Now Albert's not there anymore, but Albert Pujols and it was just great. The ball hits the turf and it lands in your lap because you're right on the field. And so keep an eye out. We're figuring out how we're going to present that to people to get the opportunity to purchase that. But it's going to be a great thing for us to raise money to what we're trying to do, and that's what help veterans. And I really appreciate Keith donating that to us. And
thank you, Keith.
So for
Absolutely,
those of you that are getting
we appreciate
involved
that. That's very generous.
Yeah, for those of you getting involved with our tournament, keep an eye out for that because it's going to be something that's sought after. You don't get that seat. You just don't get it.
That's rare. That is rare. And you said there were only 4 in the whole stadium, right? Or 4 or 8?
There's now only 6 of those field suites, but there's only one that sits right next to the Angels dugout, right in front of the on-deck circle. It is the spot.
That is, that is so awesome that you arranged that, Dave. We really appreciate it.
If you're an Angels fan, you've seen Keith in every single ball game. because he sits right in the spot that the camera hits, and he's got the Fu Manchu white mustache, so you will recognize him. And he's a great dude.
Oh
He's
my
just a
gosh.
great dude and loves
Yeah.
veterans. And he does a lot of work with veterans as well. And actually, we're also going to have a veterans night where we invite 4 veterans just to come join us for a game. So that's something else that's coming down the pike, and we'll let you guys know to get it out without your community.
Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome, Dave. And again, just like Joe had shared, I mean, you've been so wonderful for the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce with Path 2, and I think we just lost Dave. So I don't know if he can hear us.
I think he has a Vegas connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to just give him a shout out. I think we lost it. Oh, there he is.
There
He's
is.
back.
Well, like I said, I'm here. It's actually Mesquite. It's not even Vegas, so my reception is shoddy at best. But I made it, and I hope you guys can hear me. So
yeah, we
We can
So
hear
why
you.
not thank you, and I guess let you go and do your thing, and we'll reconnect
All right.
and plan the how we're gonna present this wonderful gifts that you brought to the table, and so thank you,
Absolutely.
Dave, again for all that you are helping us with this tournament and all the programs that we're working on.
Yeah.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's great to support you guys in any way that I can, because you guys are doing great work for our veterans. Have a blessed day, everybody.
You too,
Thanks, man.
Dave, and have fun out on the field with those kids.
Of course.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Well,
So,
thank
Joe,
you,
I
Shelley.
think
That
this
was
was a
great.
fun show.
Yes, amazing guests, amazing invitations, and I do want to have one last thing to share. I know we're ending the show, but if I can have Jimmy show us the bracelet that we are now have ordered.
Yes, I'm so excited about this.
Okay.
And
So as soon
and
as
while
Jimmy's
he's
ready,
doing that, I just want to mention the name of the workshop that we're doing with Gerry is called the Branding Warrior. So just an FYI.
Oh,
and this,
excellent.
and look at this. This is already that's awesome, Joe. You want to share about that?
Yes. So this is came out of an idea of how to help veterans identify themselves, self-identify themselves as having medical whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's nothing specific, but works well with anyone who is suffering a moment of emergency, maybe a PTSD situation,
or
anything like that. So when we find ourselves in a public situation, the first responders can see the bracelet right on your hand and know that this is not so much of for lack of better words, criminal situation, is more of a medical situation.
Right.
And our goal is to give those away, to give them away to all the veterans who need it through the groups, like Scott and his group, the PTSD Foundation, any of those. So what we're doing is promoting this through organizations so they can donate the funds so we can purchase this and basically just make them available through the VA, through the clinics, through the counselors, through the caregivers. So anyone who has a medical condition can wear one. Now, I will not, someone who doesn't have that condition, don't wear it, because this is basically saying to whoever is being the first responder that this is a veteran, first of all, and this is a veteran, and the veteran has a medical condition. The next part of that is creating the dog tag. That comes with the dog tag. In the dog tag is, we all familiar with dog tag. So that is what the situation or the condition is. So it's personal, confidential, and only when the first responders come, they can get to see whether, whatever I have, whatever my personal individual situation is, whether it's PTSD, TBI, or I may have some, seizures, depression, or whatever it is. But this is personal. So the doctors, the emergency, the first responders, police, fire,
Yeah.
Anybody like
This
that, they
is
can see.
Yeah, no, and this is a great tool just to be an indicator for people
Yes.
immediately. So if there are first responders and perhaps there's a veteran or, just a situation where they have a PTSD moment, this can be an instant identifier, just not to what the problem is, but I think it's, going to make it so that the first responders can act more effectively and efficiently.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you said it correctly. You nailed it right there, because our next step is to work and to communicate to the fire departments, to the hospitals, to the VA, to the police departments, like anyone wearing this, please send
Yeah.
someone who's medically prepared to deal with a veteran with a situation. Is
Yeah.
this is this is like you say, is an indicator. It's a flag that says this requires a different approach, and that's
Mhm.
what we're asking the first responders to acknowledge. So we'll communicate through the different channels and also make presentations. We have already connected with a couple of the cities who are inviting us to come in and talk about this to their police departments, and
Yeah.
and to the fire departments, so the EMTs, to kind of, so they become aware, and
Right.
that this is available. And again, we wanted to make it free to the veteran who receives it,
Mhm.
through donations that are coming in, or sponsorships that are coming in from groups, organizations that they
To
see the
fund it.
value on this. Yes,
Exactly.
so we
And
can
and what I love is
purchase. Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so we
Go
can
ahead.
purchase this in large volume for better,
Yeah.
for to make it available to as many people as possible.
Exactly. And I love how the story started, where this was just a visit that you had with a fellow veteran, and I think this
Oh my
evolved
gosh,
as an
yes.
idea.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened, because my question was, she was sharing, and I'll keep that private. Was sharing,
Yeah.
the veteran was sharing that when comes the moment that she was having an episode in a public place, and all she could think about is just shutting down.
Yeah.
And the way she was shutting down is like, well, how do people know that you're having an episode?
Right.
It's
Rather than something
what
else that could be a
exactly,
substance abuse, or, where now it's clear that this is a veteran who,
exactly.
clearly has the band on.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's where the idea came up, and so
That's
we
a
wanted
great
to thank
idea, Joe.
her for that that motivational moment, and then so then from there we started working on this. We just got it ordered,
Oh, that's
a couple
awesome.
hundred to get started, but this is the beginning of it.
Yes. And before you know it, this is just it's gonna spiral into the veteran community. And thank you for your leadership, Joe, because this just demonstrates, your executive level leadership with the Veterans Chamber, where you identify those things that can help veterans and, the community, to where we can be more informed on how we can support our veterans too. So thank you for all you do.
Oh, I mean, I gotta thank everyone, that is part of the team, you and everyone who is behind the scenes, and all of us in the teams across the nation. But now we have
Yeah.
many people who are across the nation that are supporting us on based on their own circle of influence.
Hmm.
Whatever they do, however they do it, and we just want to thank all of them for what they do, whether they're doing videos, whether they're doing content, or whether they're just communicating to their own communities, their involvement with us. I mean, everyone, and we have so
Yeah.
many, and more are requesting that, and I'm very thankful, very appreciative, and very honored to have people like you, like everyone in the team,
Yeah.
like Laura, Michael, and I can keep going on and on and on,
We have a
and
great
Mark,
team. We
and I
really
mean,
do.
our team is just stellar.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's expanding. I mean, we have a lot of great collaborative partners, and, just the word gets out. And I think, if you're watching right now, when Joe showed the band, we would love for you to go back and take a look at the whole episode. But it's really filled with great information. And this particular medical band, I think, is something that really needs to get out there and create awareness with how it's going to save and help people, veterans specifically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and one last call is like, because we are in particular areas, and so if you are in a certain part of the nation where you can actually come out and present this band, the wristband, the veteran medical band, to your own community, let us know, and we'll provide the content. We'll provide the item, so you can go and present and communicate to your own communities why this is helpful, why this can benefit, and happy to share whatever we have with you.
That's
Thank you, Shelly.
wonderful. Thank
you
you
for inviting
Joe.
me to the show. It's
Well,
always a
thank
pleasure.
you. Yeah, it's always a pleasure, and great information today. And so we're gonna close out the show, and we want to thank you for being with us today. And catch us every Friday at 1:00. We are going to be ramping up with some amazing NFL former alumni football players. Today, you saw Dave DeRocher, who was formerly with the Seattle Seahawks, and he was coming to us from Las Vegas at the Polynesian Bowl. And then we also had the amazing Gerry Foster, who is the branding evangelist. So, catch our shows every Friday. Joe, thank you for all you do. We appreciate you being on the show, and we want to thank you all for tuning in today. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you.